Divine rising to all my people. Reflections. I'm back in, and I'm gonna start off with a May backyard garden tour. I will make this as quick as possible. I have some stuff I have to do. So we're gonna start right here. Basil. Got that basil. Got it on the hook. You know what I'm saying? But this is some basil I moved out of the garden area behind me. I told y'all I had basil everywhere. So I just put it in this planter because I put some nasturtiums up in here. The seeds never germinated. Yeah. Out of a whole pack of nasturtium seeds, I still have some in the pack. But out of that whole pack, out of the seeds that I have sown, direct sown, I have 3 nasturtium plants, and I've planted plenty. So I'm gonna take caution with the last few seeds because I want to put some more nasturtiums out here, trap cropping. So that's basil. And I know this is a small container for basil. Some strawberries came in there. Hey, it is what it is. I just wanted to hang something on my L bracket with the hook. Now this is the Three Sisters area. This vine is an orange flesh. I don't know the exact names and stuff. These are seeds that I kept from last season, so orange flesh. This one, Georgia rattlesnake. That one is a orange flesh. Then I have all my corn. See how good the corn is starting to come up and grow. Excuse me. Big sunflower. That's a giant gray stripe. A lot of my beans is coming up and looking real good, starting to show flowers. Yeah, and all these green beans over here is big kahuna green beans. And all the corn in this particular area right there is early sun glow. Now over here, I don't know what this watermelon plant is. It's a volunteer from last season. I busted up with 1 or 2 watermelons. I forgot what could be a yellow flesh. But I busted up some melons in this area and seeds was just everywhere. So that could be a yellow flesh. I'm not sure, don't know. I know it's a cross-pollinated plant, whatever it is, whatever it produces. This is a moon and stars. This is another orange flesh. And y'all say, well, why he got all them orange meats out there? And my lady, she ate one of them from last season and she fell in love with the taste. She said that was the sweetest watermelon I grew last season. So till something else get her, she in love with the orange meat. Now right here, that's my Jubilee. And the CP stands for cross-pollinated plant. This came from one of the seeds from I harvested last season out of one of my watermelons. That's another moon and stars. That's another Georgia rattlesnake. That's a Crenshaw melon plant. So I got a melon back here this season. And I want to show y'all something else. I put an okra right here. I need space. I started so many plants. That's a basil. I got a basil right there. And these are perennial flowers that I scattered up in this area. But this is the thing. Volunteer watermelon plant, don't know. And there's 2 more right there and right there. I'm gonna just let them grow. That's a mixture of early sun glow and early sun glow corn and the golden cross bantam. And I got pinto beans, Alaska peas, and green beans in that area right there. This mound, I know I'm gonna get a lot, I'm gonna hear a lot of stuff about it, but I put me some purple potatoes in Three Sisters area, in the mound over here, in the far back. So yeah, we're gonna see what's going on with them. But this is the Three Sisters. We have been getting cool weather still, and I think that's why a lot of my tomatoes in containers is getting hit, man. They're getting hit. I'm gonna show y'all the front in another garden tour video. I'll do it today, later on today. But this, I forgot what this tomato plant was. I want to say it's a honeycomb hybrid that I put in this container. I took the dirt out of my 17-gallon container that I grew the potatoes in, the red ruby potatoes, and I added more compost and and I transplanted I put the dirt in this 20-gallon rather, and I transplanted my tomato in there. This is a shishito pepper. You see those spots? It was not looking like that till I transplanted it out, not keeping up with how the weather was looking. I was, but then after I put it out, I checked and it was dropping into cool temperatures. Like this iffy. And this shift has happened fully. If you know what I mean when I say shift, then you know what I mean, because you're getting cold weather in May. That has never been a thing nowhere. Now, that's a shishito. This is a delicious tomato. Now you see the damage that I'm talking about? I'ma just say it's from cold temperatures on top of me slacking on feeding, but I had the good soil and I minted that soil pretty good, and they didn't start looking rough until the cold weather started bouncing in and out, right? So that's what's on here. I have harvested all my ruby red potatoes except for the ones I put in the raised bed over there. We will get to that. Okay, this is garlic over here in the front corner. In ground, where it's a no dig, but in ground and no dig is the same thing. I'm really tired of telling people that. You know, the only difference is when you go in ground, you till up the dirt. But you only have to till up one time, right? If you're going to till, you don't have to till it every year. If you till up one time, all you have to do is stay on top of your amending with compost. Always add organic matter into your soil when you are going in ground, especially when you till. You're killing a lot of life in the soil, you know, killing a lot of bugs and worms and stuff in the soil. They decomposing. Yeah, that might help it, but you're still taking away a lot of life. You know, I don't want to get into that because I go to talking a lot. I did move a cherry tomato back here in this area with the garlic. I do have a sunflower. I don't know. When I pull up this garlic, I'm gonna have to amend this area. I'm gonna have to see what's up with this area. A lot of stuff don't look too good in this area. Even that cilantro I put over here. But this is garlic. We'll be harvesting this garlic pretty soon. I see 3 dead leaves on a lot of them. They done broke off, wind done snatched them off. The garlic is really ready to get pulled. I guess I planted it pretty decent timing, but the garlic is ready to be harvested if you go by the dead leaf method. Okay, we have more garlic in this raised bed right here. And I tried something different. A lot of the spots in the garden this season, especially in this back garden area, you're gonna kind of look at it as a chaotic garden, right? And it kind of is. I was dropping seeds. I was direct sowing seeds everywhere. I was transplants. I'm all over this season, right? But we have garlic right here. Obviously, you know how the garlic look. This isn't ready to be harvested yet. And around this raised bed, for the most part, I put me some peppers. That's a banana pepper. It's coming shaking back real good from the weather, switching up all the time. This one for sure is shaking back real good. This is another banana pepper. Last pepper that I added into this bed was this one. I'm not done. I'm gonna put my Hungarian yellow wax pepper in here as well. This is a Cow Wonder bell pepper. And y'all know I don't like to prune my leaves and stuff, so I let them grow. This is a big Thai hybrid pepper. Looks like a banana pepper. I might have had them mixed up, but this is a big Thai hybrid. This is a banana pepper. I'm just looking at how they're growing. This banana pepper is growing more like the big Thai hybrid, as you can see right there. This is a big Thai hybrid. This is an orange bell pepper. Yeah, this is an orange bell pepper plant right here. I have onions. A lot of my onions are starting to bulb up. These look like they're starting to bulb underneath. So are these. This is a big Thai hybrid hot pepper. And of course I got marigold. I have a basil. I have a dill, mammoth dill. I moved the other two mammoth dills from over here. Cilantro going to seed. Yeah, this is the cilantro plant. Let it bring in some more pollinators and I end up pulling it up, right? We have beets. And then we have a mammoth jalapeno. It's starting to look real good. Real good, real good, real good. Yes, yes. And like I say, we have beets that's not formed the head. I don't know. It's not popping up anyway, but the leaves, the greenery has grown very good. This Detroit red dark beets. I don't know what this is. It was popping up in here last season, some kind of vine weed, some type of weed. Looked like a sweet potato vine, but I had no sweet potatoes over here at all. And there's two of those slips in there. So once I get those beets out of the way, I'll see about that. This is my Super Steak hybrid, one of my Super Steak hybrid tomatoes. You see how healthy and good it looks. This is a raised bed. I don't know, but you see how healthy it looks versus what's in the containers. Now, it's slacking on feeding, but like I say, I did have some rich soil to start off, right? So I just keep it watered. We was getting a little rain at one point, not a lot, but we was getting enough rain to keep them good. But you see how this tomato is looking. I need to come in here and do me some prunosking. Kind of get more airflow, but it's healthy. Real good, healthy Super Steak tomato plant. Have the dill. This is Teddy dill. Yeah, we got that dill in there. So that's the Teddy dill. That's two plants growing densely. This is two plants growing densely, meaning close together, under an inch. That's just one, right? So this is the big raised garden bed area and the back garden area. Well, this is the big raised bed in the back garden area. Okay, now we're gonna jump over here. I'm gonna kind of speed this up. I'm at 14 minutes already. Sunflower. I forget what kind. It could be mixed colors. It could be autumn beauty. Same as this one. You know. So we have sunflowers. I did put a lot of sunflowers out here in the back this go around. I put an okra right here and an okra right there, along with my perennial flowers that I put back here. Black-eyed Susan and a lot of other stuff. Echinacea. It's a lot of stuff in that mix. Zinnia that I transplanted back here. I started that from seed. Another watermelon that I put back here. It ended up getting ate down. I just put it somewhere. It's coming back. Of course, we got the rest of the garlic. Y'all seen me harvest a lot of the garlic from this spot right here. I left 3. I wanted to see how they was going to grow. They growing pretty crazy. Look how that grow. It's like it's producing fucking, then there's one clove in the ground. It's like they producing different heads of garlic in one, from one clove. I don't know. That probably don't sound right to y'all, but that's exactly what's going on. Now moving on, okay, of course, I done told you the sunflowers. I got another okra plant that I started from seed back here. This is lamb's quarter. They also call it bacon weed. Leaves are edible. Say it tastes like a spinach. Haven't tried them yet. I just wanted it. It say it help with soil boosting. You know, it naturally grows, and it grows through seed spread from wind and pollinators, like birds and squirrels and things and such. But yeah, whatever can eat the seeds without damaging it, without damaging the seed, that's a pollinator. That's the kind of pollinator that spreads, besides the wind, right? That is lamb's quarter. I snuck me a green bean up under there, some type of pinto green bean. I put me some oregano cuttings that I took from my plant in the front, and I put them in ground back here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they'll shape back a little better. I put 4, but hey, it is what it is. Didn't really grow too much in this bed last season. That's why I got to put all type of stuff in this bed. So back here, these 3 peppers in the front are Big Thai hybrid hot peppers. And this one in the middle is starting to look way better. It's a jalapeno pepper. This is an early jalapeno pepper that I started from seed. So they would be the small jalapenos that you remember from last season. And they turn red pretty fast. They mature pretty fast. So yeah. So we just have peppers. I got a basil right there. A marigold right there. I added another okra right there. I had okra in this bed last year. I don't want to put them in here this year, so I just put that one. I'm trying to space stuff out, move stuff around. I put perennial flowers down here as well. Then I have a zinnia. And these are the onions. Like I say, they're trying to bulb. They're still bulbing. I lost a lot of onions. But you can see we still have them. Now come to this bed behind that. Jalapeno. And I want to say that's a banana pepper that I put back here. Dill plant that I transplanted over here that I started from seed. I want to say this is a mammoth. Not sure. It could be a teddy dill. The mammoth dill kind of gets pretty big. Teddy dill don't get as tall and big. I'm not sure, but all dill grow tap roots, so their roots grow deep, right? So we have that dill. I got the onions around it that I had in the house. Onions went to, so I put them out here. I just wanted to space them out. Then that's my big girl cherry heirloom tomato plant in ground. Well, it's a no dig area back here, but it's in ground. Like I keep saying, in ground and no dig, it's the same thing. I do need to put a little airflow. Sorry about that. Seeing something. But I need to come cut them 2 branches close to the bottom right there. Give it some airflow. Got marigold. Some type of weed. I know what this is. It produces berries, but it's poisonous to humans. Well, toxic to humans and pets. For the most part. Not really sure. I got to do more homework on it. I forget the name of it. I'm going to let it stay. I had one pop up over there in that front bed right there last season. But hey, I tried to move it and it died on me. So I got more basil. I got some onions shooting, going to seed. You know, uh, marigolds that I started from seed. I don't know. I want to say these are Eskimo marigolds, which is the white flower. I'm not sure. Now let's head on back. This is my other big girl cherry heirloom tomato plant. Yep. And if you remember my video, all you gotta do is go back and watch the videos, a lot of the recent videos when I was planting stuff out this season. And you can see how smaller they were, right? Okay. This is one of my dianthus plants. I moved it back here yesterday. And we'll get to that later in the video. That's an okra plant I planted direct sold from seed back here. I have another onion that I had placed back here before I went into putting a lot of stuff. And you see a lot of my perennial flowers that I put back here as well. And y'all probably like, well, why he putting all these flowers, perennial flowers everywhere? They're gonna come back, they'll take over the bed. Yeah, not if you dig some of them, a lot of them are. As if it gets to the point where I just have to dig them all up, then that's just what it's gonna be. Right. But I have another cilantro right there. I have another okra that I direct sold. Right. Then I have a sunflower. This is a giant gray stripe. So it'll get big and grow tall like that one. But this is a giant gray stripe. I have basil. And basil. And this is my Cherokee purple tomato plant. Y'all remember how small it was? I need to come prune, get some airflow in this guy. Oh, let me get out the way. Let's see how big that stalk is. I'm letting it grow a little taller so I can start to pin it up on the trellis right here. But that's my Cherokee purple tomato that's in the ground. I have one in the front that's in a container. Looks good, but it's man. We'll get to that. But this is the back bed. Now we're gonna move on over to where I had the Three Sisters last season. But now, as you can see, that is a straight 8 cucumber. Big vines, big thick vine. I told y'all I don't play. All natural. Kentucky Wonder pole bean. Right there. This one is starting to vine. It fell over, so I kind of wrapped it around so it kind of trained up this trellis. That's another Kentucky pole bean, Kentucky Wonder pole bean. This is what is this? This is a garden sweet cucumber. Look how big my cucumber vines is. Garden sweet cucumber. So these cucumbers, the garden sweet produces like a 12-inch cucumber, like 12 inches or longer, can be longer. This is a Market More cucumber plant right here, and as you can see, hold up, we got it's cucumbers on there, but this is a Market More cucumber plant, and you see the basil hiding up in there. This is a Crenshaw melon plant right here. So I got me another melon plant. I'm gonna trellis it up once it starts vining a little more. I'm gonna trellis it up. That is a Crenshaw melon plant. Another giant gray stripe. I'm assuming that's what that is. And I got a straight 8 cucumber right beside it. You know, just to utilize that vertical growth on that sunflower. That will trellis that sunflower. That's a straight 8 cucumber. Moving on. Now this Super Steak Hybrid hasn't been doing too good. But I ain't gonna say it's doing bad, but it's growing slow, and I guess it's by this because of the brassicas beside it, the greens, the collard greens. But it still looks healthy. It looks good. Leaves are starting to curl. I don't water it as much. It's in ground, but this is a Super Steak Hybrid. And I got it by the trellis. I want to try to trellis that. Well, brace it to the trellis. Sorry about that. Foot came out of my shoe. That big plant is the parsley. Going to seed. So parsley, I said played a perennial in my garden. It is a biennial. So it will produce. And then the next season, it will go dormant during the winter. It will overwinter itself, and then it will come back and look at it. It's going to give you pretty flowers. And they ain't opened up yet, but you know, it go to seed. You get seed from it. I transplanted a lot of cucumbers yesterday. I forget what kind that is, but that's a cucumber. That's an okra, and I have basil down in there. Basil right there by my Super Steak Hybrid. Parsley does help with pests, especially with cucumbers, right? And probably tomatoes as well, but you know, I forget. I be learning so much. But yes, parsley does help with pest control when you plant them next to cucumbers and tomatoes. Over here we have my celosia. Celosia, rosemary that I put in the ground back here, jasmine plant. You can plant all these. They kind of have similar growing conditions. Rosemary helps the jasmine plant, helps pests stay away from the jasmine plant. Same as the celosia. They just grow good together. They need similar conditions. Celosia can go, you know, can handle drought. Rosemary like drought. You know, jasmine, it likes a little dry. You know, you just never know. I don't think jasmine is a part of that, but you know, rosemary help with the pest. Okay. So we have our petunia. We got purple petunias. I want to say that's mammoth deal over here. And you see that okra plant hiding right there. All around that deal. I'm gonna have to move something. Got another deal. Got Swiss chard. Got another celosia plant in this bed, right? Garlic. I told y'all basil was popping up everywhere. Zinnias from last season. Seeds has fell from the zinnias I had in this spot right here. This was my flower bed last year. And I didn't know how to harvest zinnia seeds. I didn't know when they were ready. I didn't know. So I just balled up the dead flower heads and I just kind of sprinkled them around. I ain't know. And we have a lot of zinnias that had popped up. That was one of them. I moved right here. And here go a few more. They were starting to get ate down, but you can see they still coming up. They was all over there. But I pulled up that sunflower that was right there. And they, I guess I kind of pulled up those smaller zinnias. So we got the onions and brassicas over here. They wasn't getting no effort. You're like, well, why these onions ain't? Because the greens had smothered them out. We got basil down there. So we finna be getting another harvest of collard greens soon. But we got onions all up in there. And of course the garlic. Now move to this front bed. I put another sunflower up here. That's an autumn beauty or mixed colors. I want to say this one is a mixed colors. They get like 6 feet tall. So yeah. Excuse me. We got onions. And like I said, a lot of my onions have started to bulb. I told you we lost a few. There go one. There go one. There go one. But for the most part, We got onions. There go one that we losing. There go one that we lost. But we still have a lot more. Now look at this Roma. This Roma has been looking ugly. But it's still growing. It's still the majority of the plant look very healthy. And it is in ground. This is my other Roma. My lady like Roma, so I might need to figure this out with the Romas, because I don't like how these Romas grow. I don't like how they look. They seem like they more susceptible to disease than any other tomatoes. I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling. I don't like Romas as far as the plant. Yeah. I eat tomatoes. I don't like the plant though. For some reason, that's just me. Maybe I need to learn more. I have a volunteer marigold that got 8 down, but it's coming back. Hard to kill marigolds, by the way. Another sunflower. Another petunia. I put a zinnia that I started from seed over here. I got an okra plant that got 8 down. I direct sold that seed, but it's growing back. Cilantro. I stay weed in this bed. This bed, I don't know if it's the compost I use. It stays growing weeds. I'm talking about weeds stay popping up in this bed. I think it's the compost. Be careful with that Happy Frog compost. Okay. This spot, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the cinder blocks. I do not like growing in cinder blocks. My blueberry is not doing nothing. That's my peach sorbet. That's how the marigold looking. That's how the deer looking. Got 8 down, trying to come back. That's how the basil look. Man, forget these cinder blocks. I figure out something else to do with them. Right? Yeah. But that's the garden area in the back right here. I'm finna show y'all the raised beds. And I am going to be getting more flowers and stuff to hang on these L brackets with the hooks. So let me bring y'all out here. Compost area. We're doing real good. So right here, I took up the onions and garlic that I grew right here. I put cucumbers in this bed. I will be coming and direct sowing green bean seeds. I'm gonna put green bean seeds in the middle, like in a square foot method right here in the middle. And I'm gonna put an arugula plant in there somewhere. Cause I did have an arugula plant in the corner right there when I put the onions and stuff in there, so. Yeah. And notice I moved my other dianthus. I just left one in here. I moved the other one. Those 2 cucumbers over there, I want to say is, those are Market More. These 2 are Garden Sweet. And these 2 are Straight 8. But again, I will be coming and putting green beans, 4 green bean plants in a square foot method in this bed as well, right? Stay tuned for that. So I'm gonna open this up. Just pull it from the back right here. So I can show y'all the brassica bed. Got a romaine leaf lettuce growing back there. This is a Georgia Southern collard. You notice it looks different than all the other collard green leaves. And it's growing different as far as the stalk of the plant. But these are collard greens. Green Magic broccoli, Green Magic broccoli over there getting ate up. I put a dill. This is Mammoth dill. That is a Mammoth dill. Back in there. This is a Waltham broccoli. I started from seed that I just transplanted back here yesterday. I want to see how that grows. But this is the brassicas. Have no head forming on these. I don't know if they're getting enough sun, but the Green Magic broccoli, they say, is more heat tolerant, is more of a heat tolerant broccoli. I wouldn't keep it in direct sun. I wouldn't trust it. This is a man-made plant. But, you know, they do say it is a more heat tolerant broccoli plant. And that is the Green Magic broccoli. But I don't see no justice from it. I pruned my Copenhagen Market Market Early, Market Early cabbage. And this is how it's looking, so it's coming back pretty good. But this is the brassica bed. Hey, I done got one big harvest of greens for sure, right? It'll be time for a moment coming around for another harvest. These are the last little bit of ruby red potatoes to be harvested. Yeah. Yes, what today makes 90 days actually. They still look healthy. They still look like they're growing. They are trying to fall over. They are trying to lean now. I ain't gonna say fall over, but they are trying to lean. Yeah, they are trying to lean. Onions in here. I don't know what it is with these onions in here. But I'm guessing they're growing. We have some that fell over, but the tops are still green. I don't know if the wind done it or whatever. But you can see this is Green Magic broccoli. Nice head. Okay, my peas. The wind done blew my peas over here on this broccoli. This is another Green Magic broccoli. Cilantro. I have ginger. That is my ginger. And two more dianthus plants. They are perennials in my garden or in my area. I am in zone 7B, 8A. Need to come get some of these peas. This is the Little Marvel, just starting to produce flowers. This is the Alaska pea. So I will have a lot of seeds. I ain't been keeping up with the peas. They started producing like crazy, and I put them in the wrong spot, and I closed up this area. So once I clear this bed, it's on. Yeah, I got something for it. Yukon Gold potatoes. I don't think they're doing too much. They're growing slow. They're growing, but they're growing slow. I think this one has caught disease. And it's spreading. These are Yukon Gold potatoes. Yeah. And last but not least, we have the blueberries and lemon tree. That's doing good. Alapaha. Don't know why my leaves are looking like that right there. That's the Alapaha blueberry. Meyer lemon. That is the Meyer lemon tree. This is the Legacy blueberry. And this is the Legacy blueberry. Blueberries are almost ripe. Now if only I can bring back to life my peach sorbet. Alright. But yeah, this is the blueberry area, the berry area, citrus area. I will be putting more stuff over in this area. Blaze, look at that bit. But yeah. I know y'all been itching for the backyard tour, a real tour, and I know I sped through it. We had 40 minutes, 41 minutes. I just wanted to go and at least show y'all everything that's popping up out here. You understand what I mean? To the next go round, y'all know what it is.